Okay, so this theory is about the magnetic circuit of a synchronous machine. So in this theory, we are going to estimate the MMF required for the magnetic circuit of a synchronous machine. Okay, so this is a simplest figure to represent the salient pole synchronous machine, and we are going to estimate the value of a MMF for a major part. Okay, it includes the air gap, okay, between stator and rotor, the armature teeth or the stator teeth, okay, then the core, this is the armature core, then the poles over here, and the yoke, okay, the outer cover of a machine. Okay, so in a calculation of MMF required by your each component, okay, one standard value of MMF is already there, it is already calculated from the data sheet we have to take, and we have to multiply it with whatever length is covered by your specific machine. Okay, for example, if we start with the air gap MMF, okay, so the first thing will be the MMF for air gap. It is given by one simple equation. ATG is okay 800,000 kg BGLG gap contraction factor. The value of flux density in the air gap, this is not the average flux density, it is the gap density, and this is the length of the air gap. So by this simple equation we can find out the MMF for the air gap. Okay, second is the MMF in the armature teeth or the stator teeth. MMF in armature teeth. Okay, so a taper type of teeth are used in a synchronous machine mostly. Okay, taper type of teeth means their sides are not parallel like this. Okay, but it is like this. Okay, throughout the height, okay, the width is not the constant, so it is called a taper type of teeth. And the MMF for tooth is find out by finding the flux density of these height from 1/3 from the narrow end. If this is the narrow end, then 1/3 height is this. Okay, and or 33% over here, and 66% will be over here. At that point, whatever flux density is there, that we are going to consider. Okay, so that is also calculated by means of a very simple equation, that ampere turn for tooth is ampere turn of stator into depth of the stator slot. So this ATST is the standard value, as I told you. Okay, one standard value which is to be considered for MMF for teeth. Okay, it is there, it is the per unit value. Okay, and that we have to multiply with depth that we are calculating. Okay, so this is for MMF for armature teeth. Okay, next comes the core. The MMF for the core, it is called ATC. This was AT, small t, C stands for the core. So corresponding to the flux density in the core, okay, let us say flux density in the core is given by B subscript C, and the MMF per meter is let us say it is ATC for the core, and from these two we can find out the ampere turn like this. Ampere turn of the, it is ampere turn of the core into LC, where LC is the flux path in the core. Okay, or what is the effective length where the flux is going to select the path. Okay, then next is MMF for the pole. It is ATP. So the flux in the pole is equal to the useful flux which crosses the air gap and enters the armature plus leakage flux. Actually the flux in the pole is not uniform throughout the radial length. Okay, that is already shown in this figure. Okay, so it is assumed that the calculation that are top 2/3 length of the pole carries, okay, means this much length. Okay, it is considered as the useful flux plus the leakage flux between the pole shoe. Okay, at the bottom 1/3 and each it carries the useful flux. So we simply want to divide it in two parts. Okay, first 1/3 part and the second part, that is 2/3 part. So combined it will be the total 100 part of the pole body. Okay, including the pole shoes. Okay, including the pole shoe. So that can be calculated as ampere turn of the pole. Okay, it is considered as a maximum value because from the height of the pole 1/3 part we are considering plus ampere turn of the pole minimum value. Okay, that we are considering 2/3 of the height of the pole. So simply it is divided in a two part, 1/3 part and 2/3 part. The 1/3 part is associated with the maximum MMF and rest of the 2/3 part is associated with the minimum MMF. Okay, that is why we have this kind of equation. And lastly, the MMF for the yoke, let us say it is ATY. So it is also a simple equation. ATY is ATY into LY, where ATY is the standard value of a ampere turn which should be required by your particular machine, the yoke part of your machine. Okay, and LY stands for the length of the flux path in the yoke. Okay, so combine all these 5 mmf will be the total mmf required by the magnetic circuit. Okay, so finally we can write down the equation that total mmf required at no load. Okay, you should note down that this is the mmf required at a no load. Okay, because once the load is connected to the machine, the entire characteristic inside the machine is going to change. Okay, so the total mmf at no load is ampere turn of air gap plus ampere turn of the tooth plus ampere turn of the core plus ampere turn of the pole plus ampere turn of the yoke. So this is the final equation for total mmf of the magnetic circuit of a synchronous machine at no load.